recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
To a ripe old age, eat your vegetables.
Oh, there's something written here.
Let's have a look then.
Hail, friend. Have you a spare moment? I've an eye for people, and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
Follow me then, unless you doubt my sense of direction.
We meet again. Truth be told, I was hoping we might. Would you care to stay and talk a moment? I'm glad. Sit down, won't you? I'm rather fond of this place. I ne'er imagined a city could be like this. So full of excitement, so alive. And how could I have? In all my life, I've hardly left the palace. My mother is quite strict. You understand. Oft did I long for a taste of normal life. Even aught as simple as going shopping for myself. My mother has always procured the things I covet for me, so to pick out an item and obtain it with my own hands held a certain appeal. Which reminds me, I owe you a debt. I fear I cannot repay the full sum all at once. I have rather little in the way of spending money. Pray, take this for now. You'll have more when next we meet. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
Really now, you mustn't shirk your duty, lest you forget 'tis the Arisen we serve here.
Well met, sir.
Could have sworn I had
Seems my feet. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all. Fernworth. You know where to find me. Well met, sir.
Isn't there anything to do?
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every other night, isn't it? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, that's for sure. And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Treat your ears to a tale by
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
even if it shouldn't. Appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat.
We've arrived, I see.
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't worry about tending to the place. Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
I'm all for camping, but solid walls are a joy that can't be beat. And ours for a full week at no charge. What a steal.
Right you are. We must rest, though the sun is still up.
All this quiet makes me itch to call the...
Now here's a welcome sight.
I heard a rumour that this land was once a kingdom of beastrons.
Truly?
Quite, though no definitive records remain.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master story.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
What do you want?
Gather round.
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. But it's clear this storytelling. So where does he get his coin then? Makes a man...
Aye, I'm well enough, thank you.
Gather round. Treat your ears.
I follow my whims, wheresoe'er they may lead.
All these people tire me out. Hi. Faring well. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of company. I was hoping you'd say. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. And say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveller? Have you seen many places? How I envy you. This city is all I know. I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the palace walls. But that only makes me question her judgment. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what of the lives of our people? They must be fraught with uncertainty, subject to harsh conditions. It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. Here, I brought more of the money I owe you. I should have the remainder ready by our next meeting. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless been consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense to conquer his foe and banish...
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics.
Hard to make ends meet these days.
Gather round. Treat your...
I'm a tad busy at the moment.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a...
As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
Shall we head there now? 'Twould save us having to make the trip again.
Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of...
Good day to you.
Heavens no.
Living hard, but...
With
I'll not take that from you.
let this be a bad dream.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was... no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom.
This really
But
is
in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed.
It's partly different as well.
So a mighty attack did our hero dispense to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
This really is fine craftsmanship. It's partly different as well.
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check, hope to see you again.
Nothing caught your eye? Oh, that's a shame. Let's hope there's aught worth our coin next time.
Gold is a resource best spent.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you.
There's got to be something fun to do here.
Something good will come of it.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Say, have you been to Harm? 'Tis a quaint little village down by the sea. Well, if you do visit, you might want to give the old man who lives there a wide berth. I hear he sets out to sea on his boat day after day, only to be returned to shore by the brine again and again. As if that wasn't queer enough, he's apt to talk your ear off about some world he believes lies beyond the sea. I cannot fathom his obsession. I suppose losing his family must have driven him to madness.
Gather round.
Hard to make ends meet these days.
One day, I'm going to have proper raiment.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by
really
a
is
master storyteller.
Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent, I assure you. I merely wished for a closer look at these bows. Those of other races differ so in design from our own, you see. I cannot deny I am curious about them. That's all 'tis, mind, curiosity. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be unseemly for an elf to aspire to such a thing, no matter how they fascinate me. 'Tisn't to be.
The goblin's lair. I hope you can reclaim aught from the fiends. 'Twould bring me peace of mind to know someone taught them a lesson at least.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with...
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
ventured into a shrine, long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and... soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment...
Good day, sir.
You don't need a permit to get into Batal. Just hide in the back of an ox cart, aye? It works. Mind, you've got to avoid the guard's line of sight. But it's easy enough. I should know, I've done it.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Would that the gold would only rain down on my head.
The latest tidings from Melv came as quite a shock. It's been decades since the dragon last appeared. It was a tragedy.
In my line of business, patience is key.
The other day, I chanced to see a most resplendent ox cart on the high road. Now, that's not so strange, but guess who I saw riding in it? Poor little Daphne. I doubted my eyes, I did. And rightly so, as it turned out to be a young boy. The resemblance was so uncanny, I mistook him for her. Gave me a right shock, let me tell you. Odd to think a young noble should so closely mirror a girl of the slums. Their faces may match, but the lives they lead are as different as night and day. Aye. I haven't got a clue.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you...
I've heard there's a means to tell if someone who claims to be arisen is in fact the real thing. See, there's an oracle up in the palace, whose powers allow her to divine whether the arisen yet lives. There's only one arisen in the world, so no matter how many pretenders come forth, the oracle can see through their lies. Although, come to think of it, is that really proof? Does the oracle know who the arisen is? or only that they exist.
I'm always willing to lend a helping hand.
I can't wait to see what the day holds.
Time to catch myself up on the talk around town.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
All you need of me?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Got some good things on offer. Many thanks.
Need anything? Welcome to Bjorn, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. Aught catch your eye? Just say the word. Hope to see you again.
Hail! 'Tis good to be busy. Work begets opportunity.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared.
'Tis an odd thing to wake after the sun has fallen.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
I hope you slept well.
Don't bother talking to me if you've naught to offer.
Not a care in the world, just as it should be.
One must take pride.
Is this a challenge arisen to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
If we're to destroy this, it will have to be from the other side.
Nothing else for it, I suppose.
You'll have to do well to beat today's gossip.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
A forgotten riftstone we've not discovered lies nearby. 'Tis this way, as I recall, from my last sojourn beyond the rift. There are one or two places of interest nearby. I can tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Goblins, Master!
I suppose I'll handle this.
Well done. All of us. The battle continues.
Bad idea.
I believe yon foe is drawn to light. We ought to extinguish our lanterns, lest we summon it unwittingly.
I've an inkling this place will yield a rarity. That's quite a distance.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
You are mighty indeed, Arisen. The creature's corpse will serve us well.
You cut quite the hunter's figure.
At last, a chance to use them.
These beasts will be truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair. A flawless execution.
Our combined might is beyond any foe.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
First and foremost, we'll want to lock your balance, which will prove a much easier target when lying prone.
I do not dare attempt such a feat, though, but together, I think we can manage it.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. Now, what might that be? Let us ponder how best to proceed.
I fear I must stray from the thread of our conversation to tell you. We've not counted a thief among our number for some time.
We've no need of a thief if we're content to overwhelm our foes with sheer force.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Much obliged, sir.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
How are we to get through this door? I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once. Shall we get some rest then? Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then.
Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have gotten bolder of late and more ferocious. One found its way inside the common quarter just the other night. Much blood was spilled afore the thing was cold. You could say 'twas an ill twist of fortune, but mayhap we ought to be better prepared for such incidents. I wonder if building a nice high wall is out of the question.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate it.
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Ma. Delighted to meet you. Especially...
Quite the predicament.
Gather round! Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated.
hoped I'd meet a kinder end.
The world could use more places like this.
Look, Master, a treasure chest.
We shall have to find a way to reach it.
No shame in letting down your hair now and then. All this work is giving me an achy back.
Good place.
All this worrying is giving me an achy back. Come rain or shine, Spencer David. It's nice to see everyone out and about.
What did I have to help you with?
I'd never leave. Now, why is that back on the ground? Look at this mother I know every place here. Living hard, but room to prove.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld.
If memory serves, there is another place we were to visit not far from here.
Perhaps we ought to go there first. What say you, Arisen?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom, but in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
There's another errand to see to.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
We must rest, though the sun is... Open your eyes, everyone. 'Tis dark out, but our day begins.
Step lively. Journey by starlight shall make for a nice change of pace.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigour.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
Wonder if there's any easy work to be had.
Always another errand to see to.
Those recruits don't know pommel from point.
Got to focus. My head will roll if aught goes awry.
It is hard to imagine a world empty of monsters.
It's no easy thing, making a living as a soldier.
I cannot help but be wary after all I've seen.
Naught to look forward
I
to but
lament
a long
this
day
calling
of work.
I've chosen at times.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Now there's a hassle I could do without.
My work's near done.
Suppose that's enough for
Alms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Tis so dull when there's nothing doing.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
How are we to fight with such worn out gear? I'll take any chance not to think on my
Pleasant breeze.
Boots lace? I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
Lots to do, and precious little time. I must be vigilant. Town's little will serve the edges. It must
A lonely
But not
I smelled it off for a moment there.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure, sir. Have we some business I'm unaware of? You mean to tell me that Albert has been playing the part of a beggar? That man who would sooner starve to death than lift a finger in the pursuit of honest labour? If this is a jest, it is in very poor taste. All the same, I shall test the truth of your accusation, and who better to make it plain for us than Albert himself? I will place these clothes somewhere about the house. If he has aught to hide, his reaction when he finds them will doubtless be very telling. You may visit us again in a few days' time. Fear not, I have no intention of causing a fuss.
would that all my days were so.
good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the...
I've a feeling fortune shall favor us this day.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. Where ought we to go now?
Apart from my joints, I've naught to complain of.
I shall have Albert himself verify your accusation. If he has aught to hide, I expect his reaction to seeing those garments will be... You may visit us again in a few days' time.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant... alterations to the chain of command.
Wish I could go on an adventure. How am I to pay these debts? Uncle, not Sally.
I'll feel a sight better once I've had my dinner.
Always another...
Shall we get some rest then? I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Off we go then.
I hope you slept well.
I'm not tired in the least. I'm ready for any adventure you have in store, Arisen.
Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'tweren't so far away.
Time to head to market, methinks.
Want to live to a ripe old age? Eat your...
Unless I am much mistaken, we have calls to visit a place not far from here.
We might kill two birds with one stone, or focus on our current objective. Both choices have merit.
Master, idle chatter shan't do our cause any good. I'll serve with redoubled vigor this day.
Good to see you. Those garments you gave me had a marked effect. Albert set off to work the moment he saw them, and he's been working steadily e'er since. I ne'er thought I'd see the day. To be frank, I've not the slightest interest in the man, but he can surely benefit this city much more by performing an honest duty than by begging on the streets. In short, you've done us all a service. Pray, allow me to show my appreciation.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day?
Very well. I'll guide you there directly. The guide... It is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it's possible.
A lot of arses round here with thick blocks up over.
Days like this
The eyes aren't what they used to be.
peruse at your leisure.
As they come, I say.
Well met, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality. In all Vernworth. You know where to find me.
The solution eludes me. I'm certain there is much to do yet. I'm surrounded by winches on all sides.
We must rest, though the sun...
Our adventure continues.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept.
I've nothing to report as yet. Was there something you needed, Master? A good sleep will ensure... Shall we get some rest then? A good sleep will ensure we are prepared.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford. Well, friend, what say you? Sorry I am to hear it. You know where to find me, should you change your mind?
'Tis the dream of many to own a home, master. Shall we gather the requisite funds to make it our own?
True enough.
What should I get up to today?
Now here's a welcome sight.
Fancy some vegetables? Am I shedding? Well then, son, how might I be of service?
This looks as good a place as any.
The Goblin's Lair. I hope you can reclaim aught from the fiends. 'Twould bring me peace of mind. To know someone taught them a lesson at least.
Time to see how this new equipment...
These foreign bows do so intrigue me, but I shall admire them from afar. You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so at a bow not of elven make. I suppose I sought inspiration, for I confess I find myself rather lost. My aim has suffered of late, such that my wayward arrows simply will not strike true. The timing could not be more unwelcome, as my skill with a bow is to be put on trial anon. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of age. I have been training most diligently, yet my skills ne'er seem to take shape. Indeed, I fear my aim has only worsened with each new failing. I grew so vexed with myself that I sought to learn a foreign form of archery rather than master my own people's. Thanks to you, I now have the means to do so, though I dare say I shan't make any headway on my own. Say, would you be willing to give me a demonstration? It might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir, you gifted me this bow. I only ask that you show me how to wield it. Many thanks. I'm indebted to you twofold, but this is no place to practice. Would you be so kind as to meet me by the ruin? That's where I train, you see. I'll be able to concentrate on your display of bowmanship much better there. I do hope you'll join me. For now, I shall bid you farewell.
Hoi, friend! Have any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another talk. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation, for it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it is proof that I am not my mother's servant to be willed about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will. Here is the last of the gold I owe you. Pray forgive me for making you wait for it. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught thus I cannot say when next we'll see each other, though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad.
How fare you, friend? I know not what to make of this.
This looks as good a place as any.
Seamen fine spirits?
What should I get up to on all sides?
Kinda hard.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. You know where to find. This inspires naught but misgivings.
Lots to do. Precious little time.
Smells good.
Could you come over here?
What might you be looking for? Master, given the distance to be covered here, we might want to avail ourselves of an ox cart's services.
There's no great shock to me. Am I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
That wasn't homecoming I envisioned.
I see which way the wind's blowing. Heavens no.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favour. Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
I'll grab hold of the enemy so that you might strike through.
I concur. When tarred, be sure to avoid open flames.
Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle. I should be glad to assist you, Arisen. A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Somewhat overdone, but no matter.
That was impeccably timed, Arisen.
Follow me.
Methinks there are rare materials to be found hereabouts.
Well spotted. Shall we see what we can find? I shall heal you at once. Wait a moment. Might not be unwelcome for an ally to appear for once. We must focus on finding victory, whatever our discomfort.
Oh, Paul here.
Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
A firm push is what's needed here.
I've got a good feeling about this one. What could yon chest be hiding? I must know.
Let us hope your curiosity will be rewarded.
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind? Different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Words worth hearing.
This brute has quite the temper.
Might we not use their rage to our advantage? So worthy of caution. Won't save our best or two.
Okay.
This is just what we need. Look! Oxen! How tranquil.
'Tis best to leave harmless creatures be.
So, fun begins again. Are you risen? We fight. To arms.
Easily done.
See you've been drunk. Dry off as soon as you can. Good work. It's a bit early to be thanking me. The enemy yet remains.
I concur. I should be glad to assist you, Crimson. There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Hurting yet? You wish me to return? At once, Master.
One of us has been poisoned. Risen, to me. I shall heal. Halt if you please.
Right, just follow me.
Here I thought I was leading the way, but I suppose your hindrance is precedence.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
the thrill of victory, one cannot help but feel indomitable.
Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Will grow ferocious when backed into a corner.
Can't give it its comeuppance.
Using it against us.
If you please.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Displaying bowmanship for an elf. My hand would tremble on the string if 'twere me, but I expect you'll do just fine. Very well. I'll guide you there directly.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Our adventure continues.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Our road was a long one.
Oh, true to your word, you have come. Let us begin at once. I should like to observe your form first and foremost. So stand here and...
It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master? There's aught to be found there. Can you not see it?
You have my gratitude. I learned much from you just now. In fact, I have made a discovery. Unlike those of Elven Ring, bows crafted by other races are designed for keen aim. Is that not so? But I can see this is no revelation for you. I expect you thought this design common to all bows, yes? Not so for those of Elven Make, however. Our bows are crafted to guide not the hand, but the heart. Mayhap you will find the sentiment strange, but such is the perspective of elven kind. We are taught that arrows loosed with proper form will strike true, as if 'tis all a matter of poise. I admit, I find it rather baffling myself. Perhaps that is why my bowmanship has failed to improve. Yet with this bow, I begin to understand. Let us see if I fare any better now. Huzzah! What a feat! I can hardly believe it. Every last arrow found its mark. Dead, this marvel is nothing at all like an elven bow. The design allows for ease of aim and steadfast flight of each arrow. To think that I should feel such a difference. Mayhap I am more suited to a bow of foreign make than one of my own people's. 'Tis a strange thought, but how else to explain it? My arrows have not soared so true in all my days. I'd nearly given up on myself. Yet 'twould seem I am not without talent after all. My performance of this bow has divested me of such doubts. But the ingenuity of this design, if only my people would take heed. 'Tis all very well to talk of honing one's form, but why should we not perfect the tools so integral to our customs? I am decided. I shall take this bow back to the arbor. With this as my weapon, I have no doubt I shall pass my trial of archery.
It seems Sir Glyndor's doubts no longer plague him. May his newfound confidence... see him through his trial of archery.
Indeed, you are correct.
Where are we off to next? I shall guide us to our nearest destination. We were to make for Harv... village as I... recall, It's not far from here.
With the bow you gifted me in hand, I no longer dread being put to trial.
Travelling beyond the rift, I came upon a cave whose secrets you have yet to discover.
'Tis nearby. Shall I lead the way? I expect this would fetch a fair sum.
Field of battle is what to pit us against our fellows, but that does not make cutting them down easier to bear.
Indeed, you are correct.
Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
That's thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive.
I can't imagine we're in need of a campsite just now.
'Tis well to be prepared, but over-preparation will serve us not.
Come to think of it, different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Each to their own.
The cavern's depths lie ahead. Onward.
Narrow passages may await us. Be on your guard.
'Tis easily done.
Now here's a surprise.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught.
Ha! I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this.
As a matter of fact, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And I've no objections.
Bear in mind that the brute will seek out women with unwavering persistence. His tendency we might exploit, though
When enraged, this creature is capable of calamitous strength. We ought not to provoke it.
Then we best spell it quickly, or else wait till it really subsides. Choppers! Jesus, no escape!
Have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Hope you weren't expecting mercy.
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow, and mind the ceiling. Pray. Speak up should you notice aught amiss.
Is this a challenge? Arisen to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
'Twas a greater haul than I'd hoped, but it's only made me eager to find more treasure.
Covetous nature is like to invite all manner of misfortunes. A heavy pack, not least among them.
an unlikely location for a path. Mayhap it leads to a hidden hoard of treasure.
Pray keep your wits about you. We needn't go barging in. One never can have too many of these.
What say we pelt one at the next foe we encounter?
Times such as these are what lanterns are for. That's better. I don't much like the dark.
I am grateful. You can count upon me to return the favor.
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
Could you come over here?
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
Don't drag this
Our enemy employs a mage. Best fell them first, lest their curative magics prolong our battle. Careful now. I should be glad to assist you, Arisen.
I thought you might like this, so I picked it up. Here you go.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
castle is best avoided.
Right where I want you.
We've earned ourselves a pat on the back.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. Your ability to trip over nothing never ceases to amaze me. There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way.
drawn to women as a moth to a flame. 'Tis a tendency we might exploit, though to do so would be to court danger. Ogre is distracted with a woman in sight. If we're to strike, now is our best chance. We must make haste. Uncommon materials can be found here, methinks.
Well spotted. Shall we see what we can find?
Might there be aught over there?
We ought to take a closer look.
I hope you weren't hanging there, Master. I am coming to assist. Well done. This foe is nigh unstoppable when 'tis gone. We must do all we can to prevent it from losing its temper.
Then we best fell it quickly, or else wait till its fury subsides.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
There are useful ingredients to be claimed. There are wolves on the prowl. It has a resistance to ice.
I'll keep hold of the enemy.
I concur. I seem to recall there being a treasure chest in this area when I explored it in other worlds. Shall I lead the way? Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it. Speaking of which, look how many women we count among our number.
And yet no two of us are the same.
A well-aimed strike, right where it hurts.
is a sound strategy.
As you say.
I am saved. Thank you, Ryza. It shall be done. I am here to aid you, Arisen. This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor.
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall.
All told, I'm rather satisfied.
Let us work together to honor the Arisen's trust.
Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me.
I'm grateful to have served you for so long, Arisen. I shall hold these memories close for all time.
I hope I can count on you in a scrape.
This rumor has been troubling me ever since I first caught wind of it. Apparently, there is an illness we pawns can catch beyond the rift. It makes us a danger to ourselves and others. Symptoms include an unruly attitude and overconfidence. And in the end, we turn our backs on our master and our duty.
Indeed. Well, we shall have to remain watchful, lest one of our company should start showing signs of this sickness.
Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'tweren't so far away.
What could yon chest be hiding? I must know.
Let us hope your curiosity will be rewarded.
While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way. I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. Where ought we to begin our search?
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master. I know this region like the back of my hand. I'm confident I can guide you anywhere you please. While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way? Good thing I'm here, really. I know just where to go. What a view! I'd not say no to a short repose hereabouts.
We are alone here, methinks. Perhaps we might stop a moment and find our bearings.
I suppose 'tis so. While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way. I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in back. Methinks we've earned a brief repose.
Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me. I would be only too glad to assist. We should begin by asking ourselves, there are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
Wakestone shards are worth their weight in gold, when one has enough of them to combine.
We ought to keep it with care, lest we lose it.
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Shoppers! Seems there's no escaping them.
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. I did my best to match your skill, Master.
I'm in your debt.
Are you all right? I'll go and open the chest.
The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.
There's no sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
We've an opening. Focus your attacks.
Stay right there. I'll be with you in a trice.
Well done. You see, this is the product of your heedlessness.
Taking initiative, I'll have you know.
Well, that's one way to rid you. Let us cross quickly, lest it move.
I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this.
It is not what I expected.
My thanks. What would I do without you, Arisen? There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Do watch where you're going. You'll hurt yourself one of these days.
Oh, don't mind me. These things happen. Most impressive. I'll be sure to tell my master of your genius solution, Arisen. I shall be your shadow. Prepare yourself!
I can do no less in service to the Arisen.
I like that. We've earned ourselves a pat on the back.
I trust we've all inspected our...
I had a feeling our paths would cross once more. Never did I dream you would grow so mighty, Arisen. 'Tis a happy twist of fate that brings up...
can't imagine we're in need of a campsite just now.
I understand the...
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find. A cave. Shall we proceed into the depths?
What I wouldn't give for a map. Particularly one that could tell us where all the treasure lies.
By your leave. We could do with a lantern's light. Allow me.
Much obliged. Well, you don't see that every day. I imagine my master would faint were I to return beyond the rift with it.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
Efficiency at its best.
Would that we might always be so in step, eh?
The Arisen has been torched. Quick, douse the flames!
Shall be done. I am here to aid you, Arisen.
Take this. 'Tis something I found. I wanted you to have it. I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly try out any useful mechanisms I espy. My master from beyond the rift seeks that very item. I can hardly wait to report back on how we managed to obtain it. You're staring, Arisen. Has aught yonder caught your eye?
I hope you weren't expecting that.
Any way to climb up there? I'm not sure what we'll find, but it might be something useful.
Master, I believe I could be of aid here. Might I be of assistance? I'll serve with redoubled vigor this day. The walls are too close for comfort here.
This method never even occurred to my own master. Or me, I have to say.
Is not what I expected.
Oh, few materials are more coveted than this. It makes all our efforts worthwhile.
We shall have to think long and hard about what to do with it. The flicker of a shadow. The void flame at any cost arisen. You have been doused in oil. Prepare yourself.
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
I'm in your debt.
You mustn't let this stop you.
I suppose we shan't uncover any more treasures here. A shame that.
Saurians!
You can count upon my aid. Oh, I should tell you, there's a forgotten riftstone nearby. I found it beyond the rift. Shall we go there now?
one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
I see you've been drenched. Dry off as soon as you can. Ah, oxen.
They are endearing creatures, compared to the monsters we oft face.
This bow is drawn to women as a moth to a flame.
His a tendency we might exploit, though to do so would be to court danger. Stay right there. I'll be with you in a trice.
I'm in your debt.
Are you all right?
I must admit that it feels wonderful to strike through. You'll not live to regret this.
First and foremost, you'll want to lock it off balance. You'll prove a much easier target when lying prone.
I don't dare attempt something alone, but together, I think we can manage it.
Should have quit while I had the chance. Asking for it.
Yeah, asking for it. Bloody hurt. Slimes! Watch them closely! The monster seems to have dropped something.
How do you like that?
Let me get that. to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
While travelling beyond the rift, I uncovered a treasure chest hidden in this very locale. Shall we seek it out? I thought you might like this, so I picked it up. Here you go. There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Might there be aught over there?
You ought to take a closer look. I am saved. Thank you, Arisen.
Must finding these be so difficult?
Our collection grows.
Huh. I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this. Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it. In due time.